Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Citizens Review. Now, I'm standing up for this portion, one, again, to encourage people towards health. Number one, flat stomach, you could have it too. Sound like a commercial. Listen, call Miss Cambridge, find out about Symmetry products. I use them, they work. I was just talking to my producer this morning. I was saying, I have not had a sinus infection, been sick, flu, cold, nothing from January 1st, 2012. And that was the first day I started taking Symmetry. The other thing is that, I shouldn't go that far, but I've taken these products called Male Balance, and Cardio 5000. And mind you, I young. By the way, for those of y'all who think I am short, I am 6'4". I've been over 6 foot from I was about 12. So I am not a small person. That's probably why I don't get much physical advances from politicians who know I'll slap them to pieces. But what I was saying was I take Male Balance and Cardio 5000. And if you're an older gentleman and you're having little problems with your things, take Male Balance and Cardio 5000. I promise you your wife will be pleased. Because I young and I didn't think it could get no better, but God help me. It could be a wonderful time if you take the right things. And your prostate, in the meantime, while you having a good time, your prostate will be healthy. So call Miss Cambridge, check out Symmetry. You'll end up with a slim stomach and a good time. Also for women, there's Female Balance and all these other products. I advance the message of these products because they work. If you have sinusitis or any breathing issues or anything like that, they got stuff for that. It works. I have not, and I could swear to this, had a sinus infection, which I used to get every 60 days. I have not in 1 year and a half almost. I have not been sick, no flu, no tiredness, no none. I also changed a lot of things like how I eat. I cut starch, I cut sugar, cut salt, and I also cut wheat, which ain't really good for you. As I'm a little sugar every once in a while, and I just give them a little salt when I go out. But for me, in terms of me, I don't really seek to ingest that stuff. Also, you want to talk about the vagina monologues. Rowena Poitier, beautiful, wonderful, creative, Bahamian young woman. Let me move to the side so you can see these pictures of the vagina monologues. That is Leah Enyas. They're talking about how her vagina is angry. Look here, you have to see it. If you're a woman or a man and you love women, you have to see the vagina monologues. I've been informed that they're planning on going to Freeport and also carrying the show to the Rainforest Theater. When you hear about it, I will certainly bring them on here to talk about it. Check it out. And it was enjoyable. I mean, every man, woman, and child in there was laughing and enjoying themselves, and women felt empowered. This is me talking to Sandra Dane Patterson, the wonderful woman who has pushed the Crisis Center for many years. We congratulate her for her work. We have some more photos. That's me at the end of the show, because I hosted the show. I had a wonderful time talking about all of these women up here who had performed for the show. And then we have some other photos. These are the women congratulating each other and talking about their experience. Next. This is more of that. Next. This is Pamela Poitier, my good friend and daughter of a legend, Sir Sidney Poitier. And she was talking about her experience was, and I can't give you too much because some of you know squirmish, but her experience was accidental orgasms and how she first learned to do her own orgasm at the vagina workshop. Now, she wasn't talking about herself. They were doing monologues, so they were acting. So I'm not telling you that Pam Poitier frequents accidental, what you call them, orgasms. That was her monologue. This is me looking onto the stage. Next. And that's me preparing, testing, sound testing, all of that stuff. It was a wonderful event. Any more? That's it? That's when I started to host the show. Standing up with my little suspenders. You know how I just do. Any more? you know, I excited to walk around now since I'm so slim, you know. Let me stop carrying on like I used to, but call Miss Cambridge. The next thing is COB students. I saw a video this morning as I woke up. I saw it just this morning. It's this young fellow from London that does this wonderful, wonderful spoken word work about education is key, and I will not let school get in the way of my education. And he did a music video and did all this work on it. And the reason why I'm putting this up is because, and I'll talk about this more, but I had this touching conversation with COB students, and I thought it was a beautiful and very, very, very important discussion about the future of our country being up to us. We are the digital generation. The fact is that the baby boomers all around the world have screwed up the world. They have over-leveraged, over-financed, overused every resource we have in every country around the world, from Greece to Spain to Cyprus, all the way to the United States with their decadence. So pay attention, listen to this video. This young man has a message to young people. Absorb the message, flow with your education, and do not rely on school to teach you. Our education system is a failed system. We know that. We know that. Go on cosmolearning.com. Go on coursera.com. Go on khanacademy.com. Go on iTunes University if you have an Apple phone, and learn what you need to learn. Do not let these people tell you that school can hamper your education. Educate yourself. Watch this video. We'll be back after this video. Enjoy.
Revolution and Represent 107.3 FM. My name is Tariq. Now, listeners, you may remember not too long ago we had a spoken word artist by the name of Sully Breaks. Came down, dropped a live session, and a lot of you were excited about that. I was excited this morning when I opened up a package, had no idea what it was. Opened it up, put it in the player, pressed play, and it totally blew me away. It's his brand new piece from his brand new The Dorm Room EP. I'm going to have to let spoken word do what it does best and let it speak for itself. Brand new Sully Breaks.
Right now, there is a kid finishing parents' evening in a heated discussion with his mother, saying, why does he have to study subjects he will never ever use in his life? And she will look at him blank-eyed, stifle a sigh, think for a second, and then lie. She'll say something along the lines of, you know, to get a good job you need a good degree, and these subjects will help you get a good degree. We never had this opportunity when I was younger. And he will reply, but you were young a long time ago, weren't you, Mum? And she won't respond, although what he implies makes perfect sense, that society's needs would have changed since she was 16. But she will ignore him, grip his hand more sternly, then drag him to the car. But what she doesn't know is that she didn't ignore him just to shut him up. She didn't lie because they were just returning from parents' evening and an argument in the hallway would look bad on her resume. She won't lie because she's just spent the last 1 hour convincing a stern-faced teacher that she will ensure that her child studies more at home. No, she will lie simply because she does not know any better herself. Although her whole adult life she has never used or applied Pythagoras' theorem, pathetic fallacy, and still does not know the value of X, she will rely on society to tell her that her child, who has one of the sharpest minds in the school, is hyperactive, unfocused, easily distracted, and wayward. Students, how many equations, subjects, and dates did you memorize just before an exam never to use again? How many A grades did you get which were never asked for when you applied for a job? How many times have you remembered something 5 minutes just after the teacher said stop writing, only to receive your results 1 month later to realize that you were only 1 mark short of the top grade? Does that mean remembering 5 minutes earlier would have made you more qualified for a particular job? Well, on the application form it would have. We all have different abilities, thought processes, experiences and genes. So why is a class full of individuals tested by the same means? So does that mean Sherelle thinks she's dumb because she couldn't do a couple of sums? And if this issue is not addressed properly, it then becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Then every school has the audacity to have a policy on equality. The irony. Exams are society's methods of telling you what you're worth. But you can't let society tell you what you are, because it's the same society that tells you that abortion is wrong but then looks down on teenage parents. The same society that sells products to promote natural hair, looks and smooth complexion, with the model on the box half photoshopped and has fake lashes and hair extensions, with pastors that preach charity but own private jets, imams that preach against greed but are all fat, parents that say they want educated kids but constantly marvel at how rich Richard Branson is, governments that preach peace but endorse wars, that say they believe so much in the importance of higher education and further learning, then why increase tuition fees every single year? I believe Miss Jefferson when she took me into the office and said that my exams would be imperative to my success, because we was taught to always follow when Miss Jefferson led. But then I took Jefferson out of the equation and learned to think for myself. I realized we was taught to always follow when Miss led. The irony. Test us with tests, but the finals are never final, because they never prepare us for the biggest test, which is survival. And what I suggest is fairly outlandish, so I do not expect everyone to understand this, except for the kids who knows what it feels like to be worth no more than that D or that A that you get on results day, and the ones whose best stories were never good enough for the English teacher, because apparently you missed out key literal techniques, did not follow the class plan, and the language was too informal for him to understand. But then he'd reference Hamlet and Macbeth, and you'd fight the urge to express your contempt by partially clenching your fist with only your medius finger left protruding in the middle of your hand, and then asked if he was aware that Shakespeare was known as the innovator of slang, or the kid at the back of the class who thinks, why am I studying something that doesn't fuel my drive? But then when confronted with a maths problem, his eyes come alive. So this one is for my generation, the ones who found what they were looking for on Google, the ones who followed their dreams on Twitter, pictured their future on Instagram, accepted destiny on Facebook. This one's for my failures and my dropouts, for my unemployed graduates, my shop assistants, cleaners and cashiers with bigger dreams, my self-employed entrepreneurs, my world changers and my dream chasers, because the purpose of why I hate school but love education was not to initiate a worldwide debate, but to let them know that whether 72 or 88, 44 or 68, we will not let exam results decide our fate. Peace.